Served hot, just the way you like it. Here's your weekly serving of food, news, and views. Tim Beeman, Stephanie Hess, and Nikki Miller-Ka are Tart and Tangy Triad.
Hey guys, this is Tim from Tart and Tangy, and I want to remind you to listen to Tart and Tangy every week, and you can find us on tartandtangytriad.com. Also, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook, and you can punch those little buttons on the website to find those. Stephanie this week is going to talk about why your cheese is orange, at least why Kraft Cheese is orange. And Nikki's going to tell you the preview for next week, for November 19th, 2013. Thanks for listening and watching. Bon appetit.
Hello foodies, Stephanie here. Now I have a question for you. What does it mean when your cheese is orange? Well, a lot of people aren't happy about their cheese being orange, which is why last week Kraft announced they're going to take the orange food coloring out of some of their products. Now, there's actually a reason why we expect our cheese to be orange, and it's a hundreds-year-old reason. Hundreds of years ago in England, cheese did tend to naturally have an orange color. What this came from is certain breeds of cows, and the beta-carotene that they would eat from the grass that they ate would tend to color the cheese kind of a natural golden orange color. Now, over time, here's what happened. The farmers in the 17th century realized that they could save money if they skimmed the cream off the top of the cheese and used it to sell for butter and other things. Well, this took out the orange coloring that people were used to, so they began to add it back in with other things like saffron and annatto and some other ingredients that actually Kraft is thinking about using now to color their macaroni and cheese orange. So this is something that actually has continued to happen even with American dairy farmers, is this processed adding of orange food coloring to cheese to give it that natural look. Not something that's been happening in the dairies, perhaps in Vermont, where you can get that white cheddar. They don't believe in adding food coloring to their cheese. So if you're looking for a high quality, you might want to be looking for something that doesn't have that food coloring added to it, unless you are starting to get some of the newer organically raised cheeses where some of the cows are actually going back to being grass-fed, and so there are some actually naturally golden cheeses coming back with that new grass-fed movement. So that's why your cheese is orange. Just a little bit of information for you.
Hey everybody, stay tuned next week for our Tart and Tangy Triad Thanksgiving episode. Thanksgiving everything. We're going to be talking about turkey, and that ain't no jive. We're also going to be talking about the World Food Championships and my trip to Vegas. And last but not least, don't forget to pick up your November 20th, your November 20th issue of Yes Weekly, because yours truly will be the cover story. Until next week, see y'all.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the contributors and are not necessarily shared by our distributors or hosting company. This podcast is copyrighted and cannot be reproduced without express written consent of such and such limited, Inc.
Yeah, girl.